This pulled up. Alrighty. So let's get into this. I'm also live streaming this on twitch.tv in case somebody is around, but this is just going to be for VOD purposes. So, a couple days ago, Nino had released this Tekken 8 Season 2 Kuma guide. And I've glanced through it. I see a couple of issues, there's just a couple things that are wrong. Um, some typos. I don't want to call it misinformation, but the frame data is wrong in some of this. Like, some of this just wasn't fact checked. Some of this just wasn't correct. And we just need to go through this because this could, you know, I'm a big bear player. I enjoy playing the bear. Bear's a lot of fun. Howdy, howdy, C6. The bear is a lot of fun, but the problem is what we have is just a little bit of misinformation, and then there's just some questionable things that he included in this guide. So we're going to go through that. This is written by Nino, European Bear. You know, he's done very well. 17th LCQ, Tekkenmania 1, European Tekken Cup in 2025. Very, very good player. Very good string defense. You know, overall, I'm from what I'm seeing here, you know, he's good, but we could refine some of his options definitely. He's a very cool character as a large character with a large hitbox. I mean, apart from the sidestep, yada yada. We all know this big boy can't move. Good moves, charge moves while running 1+2, back forward 2. Great moves, love this. Doesn't generally require a high skill level, but has very good defense. You know, therefore, good defense is necessary. And he has that. He has very good string knowledge, very good string defense, good punishment, and that is a must on Kuma. It's about launch punishing, block punishing, whiff punishing, because when you get these opportunities, you have to take them on the bears. You don't really get the opportunity to do sidestep down forward 4 as a little poke. Same character, differentiate the Rage Art and Heat Smash, and then they get some different moves during heat. So Kuma gets Electrics, Panda gets a Heat Grab, and Shooting Star. Her Heat Smash is better than Kuma's. It's 2 frames slower. Kuma's is a little bit more evasion, but overall hers is better. So, what he calls the strengths, chip damage moves. I agree, while running 1+2, back 1+2, back forward 2. High combo ender, you know. So, you know, we wall splat somebody, and we wall splat somebody with forward 2-1, and let me make sure my settings are correct. With forward 2-1, we do our sample combo, bump, 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 booty. 14 additional unscaled damage, 12 frame punish, hit him for, what is that, 77 damage. Because you did something -12 at the wall. Alright. Kuma does very, very high damage. And I'm with that. Strong moves from Hunting Bear stance. Hunting Bear down forward 1. HPS 1-2 charge, half charge. And Hunting Bear forward 1+2. That would be the grab. So, you know. And every time I tap in and out, it's going to do this. It's going to be a problem. But that's fine. Hunting Bear down forward 1. Homing safe mid. -7 on block. Very, very good move. Lost a lot of properties. We'll get back to that move later. The Hunting Bear grab got nerfed. Now it's 30 damage, but it deletes gray health. Very good move. There's a lot of spots where you can use it and be really, really tricky. So, I like that. Weaknesses. Lack of movement, can't dodge left and right. You know, bad lateral movement. And in Tekken 8, everybody has bad horizontal movement. That is a huge, huge issue with characters in this game. You know, it's very hard to get away, get out of pressure. You can't Korean backdash like this is Tekken 7. So, these are all facts. Special move in Heat. Heat, down forward 2+3. It's an electric mid +5 on block and a launcher. What I want to clarify here is this is not a mid. This is a special mid. Big distinction there, okay? and we'll get into that in a second. But just like a duck jab isn't a low, it's a special low. It's considered a low, so it can still get high crushed, even though it essentially has a lot of mid properties. You can low parry a duck jab, stuff like that. He can charge electric, so it becomes +8. Both electrics can be stepped to the right. So the problem with saying things like it can be stepped to the right, it can be, but the frame advantage really dictates when and when it can't be stepped. So after +3, a lot of the times you're able to step that after like a wall running into an electric. But after some frame disadvantage, like when we're -3 or -4 even, sometimes the electric will realign. If you sidestep button, you extend your hurt box. So we need to be a little bit more clear on the language here, because the bears are very contentious. They're very, very contentious characters. The pushback has been increased. Very true. Has been increased. You are sent back to range 3. We'll look at that in just a second. So pretty much complete reset on neutral. It's a get off me tool. A lot of pushback. So let's look at the electric. So we're going to tab back in. And let's go ahead and turn heat on so I don't have to activate every single time. Activate heat. So we have an electric here. It is a launcher. So electric +5, You can do the input as well. It does more damage mid combo if we do an electric. So electric +5 at point blank range. We are reset to range 2.6. One backdash, range 3.3. Neutral is completely reset. You are not hitting me. I am not hitting you from this range. So like only at tipper. That would be a tipper back forward too. But if you backdash, that whiffs and I die, and that would be a simple frame trap. But if we look here, it's a special mid. You see that on the screen, special mid. And I'm going to set them to do crouching block. So we do electric and they crouch. So jab, electric. They're not launched. You can crouch, you can hold down back, and you can hold down back and you're not going to get launched with electric. However, if you hold down forward or just down, you can get launched by an electric. But it will not launch if you hold down back. So against Kumas that love to spam electrics, sometimes it's okay to duck because they're using moves like back 1+2, back forward 2 in heat, down back 1-2 even, another high move that we'll get into later. They'll use moves like this, and there's just a lot of highs and a lot of opportunities for you to duck, and the bears kind of have to overextend while they're in heat. A lot of the times you could just stand block your way, and heat's done, and it's all over. Roll is a stance. Roll itself, HBS forward, or full crouch, 1+2. Comes a special mid attack. It's the same thing. Special mid. If you get hit out of it, a lot of times you're considered in the airborne status, but it doesn't really have low crushing properties, so you can get floated with things like duck jab and whatnot. Roll 1 becomes a guard break. Previously on block, it would be a -4 kind of dealio, but she's blocking, and you see into full combo. So roll 1, the roll mix is a very scary thing from the bears. Roll 1 becomes a guard break. Very important to know, very important to deal with. The max charge time is reduced for down back 1-2, while standing 1-2, HBS 1-2. Very true. There are some character specific things like where that becomes very, very important. Asuka, she can use her Sabaki, and if you try to charge after she sees HBS 1, if they confirm that you are holding the charge, they can go in Sabaki and you are getting launched every time before that paw comes down and hits them. You will be launched unless you are in heat, in which case the move comes out actually quick enough to hit them. Panda Heat has a homing heat smash. It's not homing, it has really good tracking. We're in Kuma right now. We could switch over and look at it, but it has really, really good tracking properties. Not quite homing. Her roll stance, she has Shooting Star, plus on block, but Panda kind of puts herself in a mix, and she also gets an Unbreakable Throw. So Shumi, down back 2+3. It's a side switching I-15 throw that guarantees that same 12 frame wall splat. So if you're back to the wall as a bear, you can switch side and hit them. But that's whatever. So, top 10 moves. Let's get into this. Back forward 2, very, very good move. Key move for the bear. Has a 15 frame startup and launches on counter hit. Phenomenal move. Good tracking to the right. Very good range. Tracks very well to the right. This is our punish for some moves like Jack's back 1+2 or Paul's Death Fist. This will always be a punish no matter what range. Even if they tipper it, back forward 2 will always hit. So sometimes the option select so you don't have to guess whether Twin Pistons will hit. You just use back forward 2. Counter hit, -5 on block. Gives you a lot of opportunity to step after. If you do it at the right range, you're not in range to really engage with your -5. And has a little bit of evasion to it. Down forward 2-1. Twin Pistons. Everybody's favorite move. Twin Pistons. Great move. Phenomenal range, you know. It's from about 2.6. So if we go 2.6, I think 2.7, it really kind of caps out where it'll hit from. But during like whiff punishes, their hurt box is actually extended just a little bit. You can get a little bit more bang for your buck out of that whiff punisher. So a lot of times it'll hit from range like 2.8, 2.9, depending on the recovery animations on some of these moves. But very important to get into. So as we go down the list, back 1+2. The first hit is homing, the second is not. So depending on your orientation, if they duck and they continue stepping, which this has happened to me a couple times, it's very rare. They duck the first hit. I've had the second hit get stepped, or the first hit starts following them, and then like they're using an evasive move, so the second hit just whiffs. It stops following. It has a little bit of realignment on the second hit, but it's kind of crazy. Really good range. Does good chip damage. Provides a full combo with Heat Dash. I think it's 77 damage out in neutral. Full crouch down forward 1. Phenomenal move. Full crouch 1 and down forward 1 are two totally different moves, and I want to go ahead and get this distinction out here. So this move and this move are different. So if we just set her to stand and stand, like she does not realign with us, they do totally different things. So if we are not realigning with the down forward, we become off axis. If we use the down forward input, we stay on axis. But how it realigns on the subsequent is really different as well. So there is something to look at in the lab on these situations. What do they do when you do a low? Can you loop it? Do they sidestep left? Do they sidestep right? Do they backdash? Some characters you can't loop it at all. But it's a -8 low if they block it. Very, very, very good move. It is one of the most important moves. As you can see here, 12 damage, right? 12 damage. So, you know, you get 5 of these and pretty much have a full combo. So if you can find places to squeak these in here and there, you get an additional combo, especially with this increased health pool. It's very, very, very good. Full crouch, down forward 1, and full crouch 1. Both of these moves, very good. While running 1+2, everybody's favorite move. This move is very interesting. I-20 to I-24. The active frames do not change the plus frames, however. This is one of the moves on the Bears where it does not really change what it does. The Bears have a lot of active frames, as you can see in some of these moves. Back forward 2, I-15 to 17, I-15 to 16, I-18. You know, a lot of active frames, but a lot of the times it does not really change the on-block status. But while running 1+2, high crushes. I don't know if it high crushes. Look. It does not. It has high evasion. So I want to educate everybody that's watching this. Gonna watch this video on YouTube if you make it. Is that we need to work on our terminology. There's high crushing, high evasion. There's low crush, low evasion. So mid evasion. There's no mid crushing in the game. There is evasion. So, like, if I do something and I go under your mid and I do HPS 1+2, or HPS hold back under a hop knee or a hop kick, I'm not crushing your mid, I'm evading it. My hurt box is not there where yours is. It's a little bit lower, so it doesn't work. It's a very, very big distinction in this game. Especially when you get up to this high level. I understand this guy is like written like a little bit towards the medium player. We're just going through the top moves, but wall running 1+2 does not have high crushing, has high evasion. You're airborne in there. If somebody, a lot of people activate heat burst on approach. I've been bound many a time and to a full combo from people just popping heat burst while I did a wall running. It has good tracking. Now, it's one of these things. The move is linear until it's not. An extra forward will make it realign. On certain frame disadvantages, it is very, very easy to step. So sometimes when they're minus 8 or 13 even after like a 1+2, you know, it's very, very easy for them to step. So up 1+2. This phrase here got on my nerves. So up 1+2, this move is very strong because you can knowledge check well. Very well. Because this is only -3, you can go into hunting stance. Okay, so which is it? Are we -3 or are we -4? -3 or -4? +3 on hit. Are we +3? Well, let's look at that. But I hate this phrasing. This phrasing is terrible. It is very strong because you can knowledge check. You are writing a guide, and I don't know whose perspective this is supposed to be from. Are these the key moves we're looking at as the defender? If we're starting to play Kuma, these are one of the key moves we need to be using. I do agree this is a key move for the defender that you need to learn how to deal with. So up 1+2. Here's up 1+2. +3 on hit, right? -4 on block. -1 on block. A lot of active frames on this move. +0 on block, you see? Like, the farther you are away, like sometimes we can even get +1, you can really do a lot of crazy stuff with it. And going into hunting bear does not change our frame advantage. Trying to see if I can get the good tipper, but +1, good enough. I think you can get up to +2 if you do get it on that last frame. But in general, you're going to get it at this range. You're going to get it at -4, -3. -4 standing, -3 in hunting bear. There are some frame distinctions when we go into stance. There are a couple moves like down back 2. Down back 2 is -1, but it's -3 if we go into stance. Right, and this is on hit. It goes from -15 to 16 if it gets blocked and you go into stance. But up 1+2 being a key move for knowledge checking purposes, it's not great for knowledge checking. So it's, you would think that a move like this, it's a slower move, right? So you do this. Let me set her to punish. And I add her. Set that on that. The divine step, right? Everybody knows divine step. Bouncy bob lands on your head. Full combo. So. It's very, very linear too. So, I mean, like, her op kicks up forward 4, but that's fine. Or up forward 3. Very linear. And even with not even with Lily, if you were to do this on a bear, armor king, jack, whoever, they can still sidewalk right here after this, you know, to deal with divine step, you know, there's only some frame advantages where this is good. You know, you can get float combos, but, you know, this side switches. And And she is not set to do it. And then that's a guaranteed punish right there, right? So there is a time and a place to use it. There is utility in the move, and that's the thing about the bear is, you know, we go to all techniques, we go to the bottom of the move list, and even with, you know, reversals and side throws or whatever, we only have 126 moves. You know, the unblockables, whatever, 10 hit combos. You know, we don't have a very large move pool. It's pretty small, and you end up having to dig through a lot of the bag. You know, you end up using about 20 of them in every match, and then you pick and choose a couple to bring in and out. And even some of these moves is down back 1-2. You have the same move 3 times because you have uncharged, half charge, full charge. So I mean, we probably end up taking, you know, 8 moves off of this list or something like that. 10 moves, you know, if you include the charges. Fresh Salmon Hunter, for example. But this move is important because it ends up being the same as this, right? Right. So it's the same frame disadvantage, -3. But it has a different advancing property. Like, you're a lot closer to your opponent with this move. So -3 is a very important hunting bear frame. You know, you need to know it off of down 1+2, off of, you know, up 1+2. It's just one of these frames that's going to come up a lot, so we need to know what our mid option is to check the bear out of it every time. And then also deal with, you know, if we go like that, right? So some mids you do, we would go under if we held back. You know, if you do too slow of a mid, then you get counter hit by HBS 1. Or even, you know, if you do the wrong mid, they can do, you know, HBS 1+2. So she goes over that one because Divine Step's kind of a crazy move. But the point still stands. I do not like that in a guy. This is a good move. We need to use it because it's a knowledge checking move. This is top 10 moves. I use this move maybe once every 10 games or so. I'm like, where it's not combo filler. It's a great move for combo filler though. HBS down 1+2. The move we were just showing, that move is phenomenal. And it creates a mix even when you're on block. So let's turn off punishment. And let's look at this move. So we're -3. But if we see that, active frames are 16 to 20. Now we're +0. And you can even get this to +1 if you get the tipper range, right? A lot of active frames on this. What? Like 3 point, maybe. Or it's a pain to get, but you can get it up to +1. Very key move right here. It's kind of annoying to deal with, even if they loop it. Because at -3, sometimes the startup of this animation, you see how he like rocks like his head down. He'll go under some mids sometimes. He'll evade them, and then you know, sometimes if they jab, you'll get refloated. But if you jab, then you gotta deal with HBS hold back and then whiff punishing. So it's a very tricky spot even for the defender and the attacker. Like if you just do hold back, you know, it's very good. But one thing I want to bring up here that he says is HBS down 1+2, very good tracking to the right and very good range. So let's set it up in the practice tool. And let's have her go to side step right. She's gone. So that's on side step. Let's check side walk. See if that's the same. Side walk, she is gone. She is gone and we are dead. Okay. And this is the case with a lot of characters, not even with just Lily. That's just who I random into on this. But if we go to, let's find somebody middle of the road. Let's go to Kazuya. right? You'll see that even Kazuya, you know, when he's minus, if you try to do this, he's gone. We're dead. And it's very weird, the tracking on it. He's not realigned with me. That's what's going on this. Set the stand block. But as you can see, like when we restart and he is aligned with me, if he sidewalks after he's already aligned, he's gone. And has very good tracking to the right after like sidestep 1+2 because we are off axis here. And it's very important to clear up these things. So this move is very linear. Like if we try to loop it, like what are we doing? It's a very linear move, and they can, you know, has even less tracking to the left. You know, he's gone. We are back turn. He can do whatever he wants to us. Down back 1-2, forward forward 2. Electric's obviously not going to launch here. Whatever. If he's close enough, down forward 1-2, off axis on the whiff, and HBS, you know, down 1+2. Sometimes for whatever reason you'll get launched by standing punishes on whiff. But it's a very good move. Counter hit. Counter hit, full tornado combo, get him to the wall into Oki. It is a must-use move, but you need to be wary of saying moves like this have very good tracking. Getting back into the guide. Down back 1-2. This move fucking blows. I'm gonna be real. Its utility is very niche. We have better frame traps to use with it. It's supposed to be our 14 frame Punisher. It gives you a Hunting Bear mix on hit if you use it for a 14 frame Punisher. It's very linear with the charge moves, and he talks about charge moves, I believe, later. But yeah, we'll get to that. But it's very linear. You can duck and launch it. So like something very common that we do, right? And this is just every bear does it. It's we get wall standing 4 on hit, and then we do back forward 2. Every bear does it. It's a frame trap. We're +5, right? Let's set him to punish, and we will set him to standing. I guess I was too quick. Maybe that's slow enough. I was a little bit slow, but I have been ducked in launch for using this as a frame trap. And it's not the worst thing. You know, if it trades, like, it's quite good. But it's a high, so if we go to start charging this move here, you know, if the high whiffs, we have to let it go immediately. If we get the counter hit, we're +13. We get a guaranteed 1+2 heat dash. But you have time to duck and then do your wall standing launch or a hop kick or whatever, and you'll die for it a lot. It's the same problem with this. So same exact issue. Same exact issue. So the move, and personally, like the other problem that this move has, it's not even the fact that it's a high, right? It's that it's a high. Okay, you get a charge mix. And he is not set to block. Alright, sidestep right. How about sidestep left? Alright, we're dead. So we're +4 if we let it go early. if we let it go early and they're just stand blocking, we are minus 13, I believe. Yeah, minus 13. We are minus 13 if we let it go early, so we put ourselves in a punishment mix-up using this move. It's not a great frame trap. It's I-14. There's only a couple spots I use it. So, like, if we set, you know... So, there's only a couple times I will use this. So, when you're playing Kuma, and you're trying to deal with the heat pressure, right? And he's sidestepping up. Or whatever you want your wall combo to be. That's where the utility is. It's after full charge electric to deal with armor. You can get a half charge Salmon Hunter there as your follow up against male characters at the wall. You can do 1-1-1. Get a instant screw tornado. You can 1+2 heat dash. There is utility in the move, but it's very niche. It's very linear. So like, and it's linear both ways. It's not that bad, but like, and the bear is weak to sidestep right in most cases. So we have, you know, a move like back forward 2 to deal with that. That's where it's very good. And that move hits sidestep left, but it's a high. Our problem is we need a good mid that tracks that way to deal with it. But I hate down back 1-2. I use it every now and again because it's like the one charge move nobody uses, so nobody interrupts it. That in and of itself makes it a good knowledge check. HPS forward 1+2, the hunting bear grab. You know, you can't see the grab and it's unbreakable, so it's always a guess. It's not though. It's really not always a guess. It's they say it's to be mixed up with hunting bear down forward 1. They hunting bear down forward 1 is 1 frame slower, but I'm gonna actually turn up the Tekken sound for this. Maybe you can hear it, and let me turn off the heat. I don't know how the audio mixing is sound. You hear that little grunt? If you're playing with audio, more times than not, Kuma's gonna do a grunt. But the startup on the walk kind of looks like the hunting bear grab. You can see it, however. It is really distinctive. But the startup to this is really different than the startup to this. Like, he takes a step forward, so if you're like caught up in the heat of the moment, there's a lot of mental stack, but like partway through the moves, you can actually like fuzzy your way out of it. You're like, oh, it's HPS down forward 1. Let me just stand block, and then he's -7. So this was supposed to be a mix-up. It's quite good. No follow-up anymore. Gets rid of Gray Life. So he has 12 Gray Life, and that 12 Gray Life is gone. Phenomenal move. I use it a lot. It actually has like decent enough tracking, funnily enough, because this little walk forward will hit like sidestep right. If they sidewalk, they're gone and we die. But sidestep left, sidestep right. If they press a button, they just get counter hit, and then you get your grab for 30 damage. It also breaks floors. Really, really good move. But if we go and look at something like Hunting Bear down forward 1, Hornet Buster, brand new move for season 2, -7 on block, was formerly -2, I believe. Homing, counter hit, launch, wall splat. This is outdated information. So I don't know when he started writing this guide, but this is game version 2.09. And I do not have it up on my screen, but I believe we are on game version 2.09 at the moment. or 2.1. But this was changed about a month and a half after season 2, whenever that big patch was. So it is no longer a counter hit launching wall splat. You no longer get to do the rage art after hitting the move, and you no longer get to do Bear Jordan. So this move has been completely gutted. It's -7 on block, homing mid, 25 frame startup. Um, there is a reason to use it for keep out. It has really good range. Um, but it's just a little bit slow for my liking. So, you know, range 3.5, you can throw it out there kind of like candy. Like at that range, like it being slow is not really an issue. But you don't really get any rewards. So like on counter hit, that used to be guaranteed. Now Tech Roll makes Moonbear a whiff. Moonbear used to be guaranteed after, the same as like... Used to get that as the same follow-up. As if you get, you know, up to or whatever, you get the same Moonbear follow-up. So they've really gutted this move. This information's really outdated. This is probably 6 months out, maybe even longer than that. It's February 19th when I'm recording this. So this information is probably, you know, 8 months out to date, I would guess, because they probably fixed it or they changed it in like May, maybe June. No, before that, before Combo Breaker, they changed it. So you don't get anything for using this move. It's not a move I want to spam. The chip damage is whatever. Like he is in heat or in rage. So let me turn off rage. Oh wait, no. 9 chip damage. So 9 chip damage, that's 10 chip damage. So slow move, don't really get anything for it. 10 chip damage, not really the best of deal. Punishers, 2-1, good 10 frame punish. You're +3. 2-1, phenomenal move, has decent enough tracking. It catches people that like to do sidestep button. It kind of realigns. It loses a sidewalk, but for 10 frames, you can really just spam it in neutral all day long. Forward 2-1. So 10 frame, forward 2-1. Good damage, wall splatting, high. So, you know, you can confirm it. They added a delay. It's not something you want to use in neutral. The first hit's -13. It's not a mix-up. But as a Punisher, very, very good. 1+2, wall splat, heat engager. Also very good. I-14 frame, down 1+2. Now this, I would never in my life use down 1+2 as a punish. So, okay, let's just go to defense. And just have Kazi do down back 1. Right. So, obviously we can launch this move, but we can look at some stuff. 177 left over. That means that move did 23 damage, right? Let's compare that. 31. 25. So, there is no reason to use down 1+2 as a punish except for very specific moves. The moves you would use that for are moves like the Xiao Yu has that mid-low that you can block. She has a couple of things. Cali Roll, you can use it to punish. Reina's while standing 4-4 in heat. You can use that. That always punishes because she can only parry, you know, arms and legs, can't parry elbows and knees and airborne moves. So there is utility in the move. It's not a 14 frame punish. And then down forward 2-1, it is our main launcher. That's our whiff punisher. That's our launcher. Crouching while standing 4, +5 on hit, good enough damage. Pretty good. While standing 1-2, +6 on hit, very good. You can, and And then it has a charge move, so you can actually use the neutral as like a charge mix-up if they are not sidewalking the second hit of the charge. And while standing 2 is 15 frame while standing launcher. One thing we are forgetting though is while standing 3+4. So this is I-22, and right, so he does a hell sweep. Oop. $82 damage. It does the same damage as our twin pistons. So compared to our wall standing 2 combo. I don't know, that dropped. So 73 versus 82. It's 9 more damage. It's a more proper punish, and there are times where we do get to use back 3+4 or wall standing 3+4. There is a lot of utility in having that be the right punish. That's left out of this guide. It's a lot of mental stack when you're worried about stuff like that. There is also other utilities in that move if you are completely like sideways to them. So if you were like off axis, like you sidestep Fakaram 2-1-2, right? You're like left here. You know, your up 1+2 combo will realign. And you also get a little bit of extra unscaled damage from where he hits the ground. It's quite good. There are times where we want to use that after stepping certain moves or walking certain moves. We are a bear. We can't walk everything, but we have a reason to walk. With Punisher, down forward 2-1. Forward 4-2 I do not like as a with Punisher. It is rather slow. Because of the forward input, it usually ends up being something more like 20 frames, 21 frames, which if they are in forward 2 range, like, you know, a lot of the times they are in, you know, twin pistons range. So we'll just keep it simple because forward 2 is death on block. It is minus 19. Not something we want to be throwing out. It has utility. Not everybody's ready to punish it. Not something I'm really akin to using. You know, you can use it, but it's not that big of a deal to me. But again, back forward 2, if they are whiffing really far away, we need to use back forward 2. Sometimes it's forward 1+2, 1+2. You know, these are I-15 launchers, but there is utility, and, you know, that hits from range 3 almost. Like, that is farther than where our twin pistons will hit from. And sometimes, you know, at I-18 startup, that is the correct punisher. So for like Asuka back 3, I believe that always punishes. As long as it is on block, it should always punish. So we should also include stuff like that, like, hey, you know, this is our specific punish for these kind of moves. That might get a little too nitty gritty, especially on a guide. Main man Swede. Damn right. So combos. These combos are straight ass. I'm gonna say that from the bottom of my heart. So I don't know what this is. This is like sample combo 1. So I'm gonna pull this up on my other screen so I can see it. These combos are straight ass. So he has down forward 2-1, back 2-1, back 2-2-1, 61 damage. Let's go to our sample combos. Let's go to combo challenges, right? $51 damage. Nice. That's 66. How much did we just do there? I can't even do it. Maybe it's too advanced. 61 damage. 61 damage. Our sample combo does more damage than that combo. That's ridiculous. Sample combo 5 is even better. So let's look at the other one. The other one is up 1 plus 2, down HPS 1, back 2 2 1, up 3 plus 4. So twin pistons, up 1 plus 2, HPS 1, back 2 2 1. That's better. That's 76 damage. That's still not our optimal combo. 76 damage. I believe our staple combo is supposed to be 81. So we're missing out on 5 damage, and it's a very easy combo. It's not that different. So I do not understand these combos. These are terrible. Up 3, back 2 2 1, back 2 1 1 plus 2. What is that? Is that just for wall carry? So, and the second combo route is back 2 1, back 2 2 1 for 53 damage. What are we doing? Just do 2 of these in a row and just sit. Ideally, we want to get the wall, but that's 66 damage. And then beginner combos. Like, what are these beginner combos? 41 damage. Like, these are not good. Like, if we are teaching these bear players, and the combos aren't hard, they aren't very difficult. You know, you're pretty much doing the same exact inputs, but you're just giving them less optimal combos. So we come back and we look at this as I bring it back on the screen one way or another. So, yeah, these combos, not good. Carry, back 2 1 1 plus 2. We have a lot of wall carry options. Floor break, moon bear, back 1. You have up 3 plus 4. There's a lot of floor break options. Wall break, back forward 2. We have a lot of wall break options. UCF 2-1. We really don't ever want to be breaking the wall, and we really don't want to break the floor unless it helps us get to the wall, because our wall damage is just too crazy. Wall combos is correct. With tornado, wall combos with tornado. Up forward 2, back 3. What does that even mean? So if we hit restart settings, right, and we go to wall break, let's have them do offense, stand and approach, and then restart settings, and then we go to wall bound, right? We'll do something simple there. So that's 14 unscaled. At the very end of the combo, we did 90 damage. So we're just going to do that. Hey, stop sidestepping. Because that's the most damage you're going to get out of it if you are not popping heat right there and wasting it all. 120. We just did 10 less damage for no reason. We should never break the walls as bears. And if we go to restart settings and we go to floor blast, right? So the only reason we should be breaking the floor is if we can get to the wall, because otherwise it just ruins our scaling immensely. So we can do something like this, back 1. And sometimes we want to break the floor to, what do you call it? To, just so that the opponent can't have it, right? So, it's like it's not a big deal, but idealistically, we want to be breaking, like, whenever we are breaking stuff, we want to do it, like, start a combo. So, like, bear grab is good, stuff like that. you know, whatever combo route you want to do there is fine after the floor break, because your scaling is going to be like ruined. But floor blasts preferably are going to be used as like combo extensions to help get you to the wall, because I do not want to blow them mid combo, and you know, because there's going to be more pushback, there's going to be more scaling, I'm going to lose out on damage, and you need every bit of damage you can get as the bear. Yep. And let's talk a little bit about wall carry. So let's go to restart settings and let's go to default 1. So I wish he would have listed more wall carry options. So our combo route can sometimes dictate our wall carry. So you see we're just shy of the wall right there. So twin pistons up 1+2. So you have 1-2, you know. And that's the ultimate goal of why we want the wall carry. And you'll have to play around with them. Each of them carry just a little bit different, but things like 1-2, twin pistons, 1-2 preferably if you can get it. Twin pistons, can is a little bit short. Up 2 is like as short as it gets. You know, sometimes we have to pop heat here just to make sure we can get to the wall. And look, we get a twin pistons combo, we pop heat, we activate. That's 104 damage. So, in general, when we're looking at this, like our wall carry options, where was it? I saw it earlier. Our wall combo is almost never going to be that. Back 2-1, 1+2 is never our wall ender. If it's a little bit off axis, that always works. That's a little bit more damage. We always need a tornado, and you can do a lot of things off a 4-2-1 wall splat. I've been playing Paul, so I try to do his thing. Well, I guess I can't do it today. You know, there's just a lot we can do here. For our wall enders. But basically, 99% of the time, we should be doing our wall ender as, you know, not something like this. Like, we want to end with butt here. Because that's always going to be more damage than... It's just less damage. And then it doesn't spike down, so they actually get a little bit better Oki on their wake up there. They tech roll instantly off of that third hit. I just do not like it. Small combos, up forward 1, forward 2. You know, we look at these, and, you know, there is a great resource here in the Bear Discord, right? So we go to the Bear Discord, and this is what we have. We have the Bear Combo Bible. So part 1, so here are optimal combos with damage laid out. This is in Tekken notation. Some people are visual learners, so it's hard for them. But this will tell you Bear Twin Pistons, 2-1-2, back 3+4 while standing 3+4, HPS down 4-2, all of this stuff. But then you see stuff like, scroll down a little bit. Part 2. No, that's heat. I think it was at the top. Oh yeah. Things like counter hit 4, down forward 1-2, 1+2. You get Salmon Hunter. You get forward 2. You know, Oki might be better on Salmon Hunter. Might be better for one way or another. But we need to show these other options because these moves do come up even if they are accidental. Yeah, so I mean, you know, you get You get counter hit here. Hit him with 4, counter hit 4, right? You get that. And you get that. Like, they both work. But I think it's very important that we show both. You know, you give the option. Because some might be easier for other ones, because sometimes the push block delay on one is different than the other. The delay on the forward 4-2 sometimes gets eaten, especially on net play. Net play makes things a lot more complicated. But small combos, you know, up forward 1, you get forward 4-2. You can also crouch cancel butt. Crouch cancel butt is actually really good. It'll be a balcony break if you make it a combo. Down forward 1-2, 1+2. Get Salmon Hunter or down 1+2, as they say here. Again, down 1+2, if it combos and they are at a balcony, it'll balcony break. Roll 1, forward 2-1, or 1+2, or if you're in heat, get fish. This is for the guard break. This is very important. And he has not set the block. Sometimes the floor blast is behind them. Sometimes that damage will actually kill if it's in neutral. In general, you know, I wouldn't want to do that. Generally, it won't kill, but like it's 36 plus however much, but it ends up being a lot more damage to do that. Like, both of those are correct, and both of these are universal on the roll 1 options for both bears, but it is important to note in neutral, if we do that and we have a little bit of heat left over, even though roll 1 uses a ton of heat, it's important to note stuff like that, because some people might play Panda, you know, and this is the guide for Kuma, so we should really be showing off these Kuma specific things. Down forward 1-2, 1+2, it is a counter hit string. If the first hit connects, the second hit's not guaranteed. But on counter hit, if you throw out down forward 1-2, the last hit is guaranteed and you get the Salmon Hunter. It's not really a counter hit tool I like to use. It's I-15. Generally, I am using something like down forward 2 as a mid check, or I am using other mids or other moves that I-15, like back forward 2 and stuff like that, because it's also very linear. It gets beaten up by a lot of things. 1-2, good counter hitting move. It is a we'll call it a mix up, but it is a good high. It does not jail. 1-2, very good move. Wall splatting. Also catch them if they try to step. So if you use a lot of one jab in your game plan, 1-2 can be very, very good, where it'll just end up hitting your opponent while they try to step after the jab. 1+2, heat engager. It also has pretty decent tracking. Very important move. Up forward 1+2. Grab. We gotta spell check this, guys. But it is our command throw. It's I-15. One thing I wish he would talk about, you know, that is a wall splatting grab, right? So, you know, so it does 53, right? Rock and Roll Circus, it is at I-11, it does 50. Just a flat 50, so. $53 versus 50. But then, if you use it, like if we go to restart settings and we do switch position, right, and my back's at the wall, I'm very bad at this command throw on leverless. We get that guaranteed. So he hits us. We get the HPS 1+2 guaranteed afterwards. If he lands behind us, we get, you know, we get the wake up low kick afterwards. So at I-11, it's pretty much like a giant swing. It's a great frame trap for people that love the hop kick. Most hop kicks are airborne at frame 9, And when you are +3, you grab them before they are airborne at frame 9. So a lot of you like to hop kick after while running, or they just like to throw it out. And it's a great way to frame trap. And on counter hit, I mean, 50 damage is pretty nice, just to make sure that they're breaking their throws. Sidestep 1+2, when you go into Hunting Bear Stance, you can do HPS 1-2 as a follow-up on hit. This move is phenomenal. Very key move. -3 on hit. It was +6 at the beginning of the season, so at least he updated that compared to HPS down 4-1. Very, very good move, but the thing about being +3 in stance here is it's the same as going into stance after while running. We don't have a way to deal with armor effectively. So after some high power crushes, we can get some trades in, but we do not have a way to deal with the armor right there. So sometimes it's actually better to keep walking afterwards, and so if people are showing armor or heat burst, depending on the character, especially with their armor move, you sidestep it and you get a launcher. It's very, very good. Let me set him to do that so I can show you what I mean. Yes. Itoshi. Europe. But, you know, so you also get some mind games. Even though you're -3, it's a point of interaction, and nobody really wants to press. That move is really broken. Forward 4 to 1+2, Bear Jordan. This move is really, really weird. So, really close up, you can step it. If they are far away, I would not try stepping this move. It is like a heat-seeking missile. So if you're using it at like range 2, you know, just in neutral, you know, you can get floated and bound. It's 37 frames, so they can jab float you, they can power crush you as keep out. You're on the ground for I think 3 frames before the attack lands, so you can actually get counter hit launched by lows. It will happen. The move is quite good. It does chip damage as well. So as you can see, 9 chip damage. So it's quite good. Quite good move. We use it for Oki. And if you go into roll 1+2 will beat out armor. We are +8 if we don't, so if they activate armor, HPS 1-2 will counter hit. Go back into stance, get a mix up, do full crouch 1, because, you know, just all sorts of things you can do right there to really mix up your timings. The move is very good, but so if I set him to sidewalk right, because that's what most people are going to do. Right, so it's not good there. But even if they sidewalk it at a distance, right, what are they going to do? If you go into roll every time, they might get a float combo on you, but a lot of times you're just gone. Like, so if they are walking you at a distance, if you just go into roll, it's not even a problem if it whiffs. The move is really, really strong, but I've had people step really late into the move. That was stepping on immediate timing. Like, people that start stepping when they visually see the move, they get clipped a lot. A lot. Stance is Hunting Bear. Hunting Bear is a very, very good stance. It's HPS 1-2 in heat. That is a launcher. It does some wall stagger. Homing mid counter hit launcher. Again, this is wrong and outdated. Needs to be updated. Only -7. It is only -7. It is quite good. And this information is outdated as well. HPS 4 to 1+2 the grab. And we've showed this earlier. So we walk up, we grab, and what do we get? 30 damage. So information outdated, needs to be updated in this guide. Guard break, roll 1. Roll 2 is a launcher, -17 on block. Roll 3 is a low, guarantees down 1+2 as a follow-up. Roll 4 on hit, guaranteed follow-up with down 1+2. We actually get better follow-ups on roll 4. So down 1+2 is quite good. So without heat, that is our best follow-up on 39 damage. And that's 37. So it's 2 less damage and ends up in the same situation. So, but with heat, you know, and then you finish the combo, right? So it would be very important to note that, and that's all here in the Bear Discord in the Combo Bible. You know, I wish that we would say, hey, we have a combo for this. It's very, very good. Bear sit, you have a sit launcher, -12 on block, sit 1, sit 1/1. You are considered airborne during the startup of this stance. This is one of our quicker ways to actually high or low crush moves. So moves like when Fakaram goes into Garuda and does the low, you can go into sit and avoid the low and launch him. Or during a lot of characters, jab into low strings like Brian, Dragunov, Lydia. If you're calling out that, instead of getting a low parry or standard block punish, you can actually go into sit and get a launcher if you're calling that out right there. There is a lot of utility. Pandaroni, I'm glad you're here. It's missing a lot of stuff. It's not great. It's missing a lot of stuff. It's not great. A lot of this information is outdated, and some of it's just wrong. 1-on-1, best I-10 counter hit launcher in the game, he thinks. You can confirm the last hit. It is a Twitch confirm. It's not a full-on hit confirm. It's decent. It's good. If you can Twitch confirm it, I just commit to it most of the time. One of the best panic power crush in the game. Also true. High crushing low counter hit launcher on +4 on hit. This frame advantage is incorrect. It is +6. It says it right here. Let's get that correct here. There is a lot of inconsistencies because we are pulling this straight from the Tekken docs information. I have no idea why this is wrong. Makes no sense to me. Why nobody proofread this. This isn't the first instance. Up 1+2, HPS 1+2. Very good, but very risky. HPS 1+2 crushes highs, correct. He is in crouching. And some mids. Does not crush mids like we talked about earlier. He evades mids. We have mid evasion in the stance. Down forward one from Dragunov Machine, but it's -15 on block. The spacing on this move is quite important. Quite important. -15. Space it right, and it will be -13. It's a little bit weird because Kazuya stands a little bit forward. -13. So if it is spaced correctly, sometimes it is not launch punishable. It is quite good. I have no idea what Nino did to make this. I think that he made this a little bit at a time. There is some outdated information in here. There's just some wrong information. But frame traps, up 1+2 into HPS 1+2 is not a frame trap though. It is a tech trap. I don't know why this is here. It's not. It's a good knowledge check to see if they know what mid to deal with, or exactly what their thought process is in dealing with the matchup. They step afterwards. A lot of people do step after hunting bear stuff. While running 1+2 to HPS 1-2, startup is 1-2, so it is quite good. It is just an evasive knowledge check. That should be down here. While running, it is the classic knowledge. It is a classic frame trap. There is also into 1-2. There is 2-1. Rock and roll circus. All of these down forward 4. We have a lot of frame traps after wall running and sidestep 1+2 and 2-1 into 2-1. I really wish that we would, talk more about the Bears frame traps because we don't have that many. One jab on block, 1-2-1, 1-2-1. Right, 1-1-2, like, and if they step the wrong way, they get clipped. Or if they do sidestep button, they get clipped. One, 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 one. And forward one as well. Like, we aren't just pressing one. We're pressing forward one, right? One into one, one, one is like fine if people are mashers. One into two, one, two, one into two, one, two, one into down forward four. I mean, we have a really, really good, you know, small frame traps. The Bears play really decent small Tekken. I wish we talked about that a little bit more from a guide perspective. I mean, this is probably going to be one of the more common frame traps, but it's something, and I don't know if this is for the Kuma player or the Kuma defender. Knowledge check. This flowchart is good for lower ranks. If your opponent will jab, it will crush highs. It will crush some mids too. It will evade some mids. Not forward one into back forward two, like we were talking. If they jab after forward one, it will be a counter hit launcher because of high crush. Back forward two does not have crushing. The move has built-in evasion. So what I want. So let me go back to my restart settings and put my position back. So let me set this up. Let's do 1-1, right? I'm not crushing. I don't have the evasion there. So, like, at a distance, maybe if he does 1-1, right? But if we... What if he just does one jab, right? Alright, it's a punish. It's not a counter hit launcher. So they have to commit to the jab string. If they just commit to a jab, then they are fine. Forward one into down back four. Counter hit launch because of the high crush. We have to say... Also, two jab. One word. Also, we have to say that he has to commit to the jab string. Otherwise, it might be a punish, but it's not going to counter hit launch. So if we go to the other option, if he commits to the 1-1 to check you, it's going to counter hit launch, but not after the jab. They have to commit to the whole string. So, QCF 2-2. The second hit is a low that gives a full combo on hit, but on block is launch punishable. It can be blocked on reaction and comes out slower than the mid. QCF 2-1. Yeah, I mean, it's just not a great move. You know, it's the eyeball. It's the eyeball test. It's slow. It can get interrupted if they are mashing. Minus 18. All right. Minus 10. It's not a mix-up. It is a good eyeball test. You can use it to add on to the mental stack. You can really delay QCF 2-1. Kuma and Panda are weak to sidestep right, but one of our key moves is back forward 2, which you discussed earlier, is really good to sidestep right. So sidestep right duck is really good against Kuma and Panda. We have to charge moves. They are very easy to step in both directions. We did talk about that. Be careful to use lows against them. So, you know, they have short legs and their lows will not hit. So that is the case a lot of the time, depending on the character. Defensive move handling. Back 2-1 is a mid-high. You have to duck, but then there's also back 2-2, a mid that's minus 10. Alright, in this game, we do not have to worry about back 2-1 in neutral. You will see it very rarely. I will use back 2-2 very rarely against old head players that always duck the string. Against people like Peeling, you know, yeah, exactly. Yeah, back forward 2, sidewalk left. It's very, very good. And I really wish that he would say to sidewalk and not sidestep, because it's very different. Because a lot of the Bears have decent enough tracking to sidewalk, but not sidestep. 1-2, high, duck it. 1-1-1, second hit is launch, but it is a mix-up if you go for the launch. You can confirm they stop at 2 and get your 12 or 13 frame punish. 2-1-3, the last hit can be low and be blocked by ducking. So even on hit, it can be blocked. But it's pretty decent as a punish because against most characters except for like Kazuya or Eddie, anybody that has a 13 frame while standing launcher. It is a low and can be blocked by ducking, but they can't low parry it if it's on hit. So you can do 2-1 as a punish and try to do 3 to sneak in a little bit more damage. Down forward 1-2, second hit of this Tring. Again, spell check, people. Spell check. Let's get somebody to read this bad boy over. I do not really care much for the string. The last hit of the string, 1+2, is -14, and you are in full crouch. 2-1-2 is, the last hit is a normal hit launcher and is -14. -14. 2-1-2. Let's get that correct, because that is a big difference, because Paul can launch that, Brian can launch that. Characters that have 14 frame launch can launch that. Just absolute misinformation here. You know, I really wish that we, you know, talked about, you know, where in the guides, like how we implement it. Like this is just, this might as well just be a listicle. These are moves that the bear has. Sidewalk of sometimes bears have trouble stepping. Okay, like what are we even doing here? Like this is quite ridiculous. Like we're calling down back 1-2 a top 10 move. It's not even close. It's not even close. Wall standing 2 is a top 10 move. Down forward 2-1 is a top 10 move. You know, hop kick. Where's up forward 3 up here? Up 1+2 is a top 10 move. Up 1+2 is not even close to being up there. It's linear. It's linear. You're airborne. You get bound from random heat bursts. You get floated for random jabs. You're +4. You're +3 on hit in the hunting bear stance. Who cares? The move sucks. The move's not great. There's a couple of instances which you could use it to call out, you know, hop kicks or something after a low, but it's not great. Yeah, and then like this stuff just utterly gets on my nerves. Like, how are we this out of date? This was fixed before Combo Breaker. This was released February 11th, 2026. Written by Nino on Twitter. You know, he's a very good player. He is very good. Okay, he has great string knowledge, great defense, good backdash, you know, good callouts. Like, he plays very well. That's why he won the European Tekken Cup. Because Joka didn't deal with Nino's bear pressure very well. He did not. He wasn't interrupting Bear Jordan forward 1+2, wasn't sidestepping the wall runnings, wasn't interrupting the charge strings, wasn't sidestepping the charge strings. You know, and that's ultimately why he lost, because there's just so much opportunity for counterplay here. And I wish we could talk more about some frame traps. So, you know, while standing 4 on hit into back forward 2, you know, if we're gonna have a frame trap section, let's have more than 2 moves. Like what are we doing here? We write this in the notes app and say, all right, man, you got it. Like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. You know, and they're easy to step in both directions. But the thing is, like, if they half charge it, it'll hit you. If you step in, depending on the move, like, it'll hit you one way or the other. Some of the wall standing move, I think the wall standing is weak to the left on half charge, and hunting bear is weak to the right, and down back 1-2 is weak to both. So they definitely change. I wish we talked more about, you know, like what to do with our key moves. Like, I don't know who this guide is written for. Is it written for the player, or is it written for the defender? We're trying to find counterplay. You know, what about the Oki you have to deal with Sit? Like, he doesn't do it, so I don't know if he even knows about it. You know, even writing that we have a 14 frame punish makes no sense, because our 13 does the exact same thing, and it gives us heat. You know, our 12 frame wall splats Like, so there's not even our 12 frame does more damage and wall splats. The only time we should be using Bud as a 14 frame is for things like, you know, while standing 4-4 from Reina. Or there's a couple times against Ling that you would use it. But even then, it's still not great. You know, we're missing out on crouching punishment, the wall standing 3+4. Like, overall, this is... And these combos, just like everything is just like sloppy and like half-hearted. You know... Like, I don't understand these combos. These are not close to max damage. These are not close to optimal. And, like, you know, you can write down an easy combo if you wanted to do this back 2-1, back 2-2-1. If you wanted, you say, okay, easy, beginner, baby combo. That's cool. But let's have the bread and butter. Let's have the bread and butter, not including wall carry, not including, you know, wall splat. Like, the same thing with this, like, you know, no tailspin, you know, didn't even talk about heat activation, you know. We don't really talk about when we want to activate heat. Do we always want the piece of the pie? How do we use the Kuma heat smash? Is it even worth using? Should we be more worried about doing 1+2 heat dash, back 1+2 heat dash, while running 1+2 heat dash? Is it situational? When do we use it? We have the stance, but when do we use it? Okay, how should we look out for the bear get-ups? Like, you know, we show videos and all the other moves in that article. Like, how do we deal with this? Can you low parry this? No, he's airborne. Like this right here, he's -2. Okay, he does the wake up low. Like how do we deal with this? Oh, now he just goes directly into roll. Like, you know, it just makes no sense. Like, why? We're not even talking about the kit. We're not talking about ways that we can use Hunting Bear, you know, ways we can use each part of the stance. I just don't understand, you know. We have like 10 things written here. We have bad combos. We have, you know, mediocre advice. And then, like, our key moves of Doom are, like, just dog shit. But yeah, Pandaroni, like, I'm streaming this so I can just upload it to YouTube later. And, like, I'm just sad to see this level of, like, guide written by such a good player at the very end, you know. You know, whenever I watch him, his combos are always, like, okay, they're fine. He gets to the wall, he does his wall combo. I wish to see a little bit better Oki from him every now and again, but he's just focused on this chip damage, on wall running 1+2 and Moon Bear and back forward 2. Like, you know, but just having stuff like this is just lazy. No, there's nothing here. This is like if a Fujin rank wrote a guide. Like, this is, yeah, these are the moves I like. I like these moves. Like, when's the last time? The only time to use this move is exactly after full charge electric when their back's at the wall. That is the only time to use this move. It's not a great move because your follow-up's not great if you're in heat, and it's only in heat you want to use this. Because we just have better counter hit tools. It's linear, you can duck it. You know, so like why do we want to use this? The only time I use it is like a knowledge check. Because people do not interrupt it. You know, and again, like I was saying earlier, Pandaroni, we're missing, like, okay, what about some situational, like, hey, here's our 18 frame with Punisher for, like, Asuka, you know, back 3 or Jack back 1+2. Alright, Pandaroni, sounds good. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, you know, some of this information's right. It's all half-hearted, but that's the long and short of it. I'm going to end this so I can record it. But y'all have a good one.